Good afternoon. Welcome back. Today we'll present Lecture 11 of Chapter 4, Beauty and Aesthetics. The last lecture we read the very long reading passage on page 64 to 66. Today I hope you had a chance to read it on your own and get acquainted with the vocabulary items in the reading passage. Today we want to look at the exercise on page 67 about understanding the reading. Now there's this first question that was presented in this exercise on page 67. If you want to take a look at it, that wouldn't hurt. This is the exercise we're talking about on page 67. Right? And the first question is, how old is the practice of tattooing? So from what you read in the reading passage, what would be a number that you could give me regarding the reading passage, regarding how old the practice of tattooing is? Right? Excuse me. Yeah, so sorry for the interruption. So yes, these questions were presented in the exercise. Like I was saying, how old is the practice of tattooing, as mentioned in the reading passage? So how old is it? If you look back to the first paragraph of your reading passage, you would find that it says here, tattoos arise from a rich cultural history dating back 5,000 years. 5,000 years. So that's kind of a way to train you to elicit information from a reading passage, okay, to help you understand a little bit better. Second question is, where did the word tattoo come from? Now this was mentioned in the reading passage right about here in paragraph G, line 40, and as you can see, that's the word tattoo, tatau, and it says here, in 1769, Captain James Cook landed in Tahiti, where the word tattoo originated from tatau, which means to tap the mark into the body. So where did it come from? It came from Tahiti, you know, the island Tahiti, a series of islands, Tahiti. Okay. So that's how you can find information in the reading passage. It's another example. So, why did the Britons wear tattoos? Why did the Britons wear tattoos? Okay, all you have to do is go and find where it says Britons in your reading passage. So through a system of skimming and scanning, you can spot where the word Britons came from, where the word right. And it was around here. Excuse me. Fighting an army of Britons who wore their tattoos as badges of honor. So the answer to this question, question number 3, why did the Britons wear tattoos? Because they thought of tattoos as badges of honor. Badges of honor. Okay? Number 5, what is the purpose of a Moco? So, the word Moco was mentioned somewhere in the text, so you could just go through the text very quickly with your eyes and see if you can identify where the word Moco was written. It doesn't seem to be on this page, does it? But if you turn to the previous page, you can find it easily, you can spot it easily down here. Moco. So the question says, what is the purpose of a Moco? The sentence here says, in New Zealand, Maori leaders signed treaties by drawing precise replicas of their Moco, or personal facial tattoo. So this Maori leader would have a facial tattoo, a tattoo on his face. So the use of this Moco was to draw an exact replica to sign treaties, okay, to sign treaties. Right. So this was a way to identify information inside the text quickly through skimming and scanning. Okay. The rest of the questions here, are things that you have to answer by yourself, where you explain your own in your own words why modern Japanese tattoos are so intricate. What is one way that tattoos were probably applied in the past? How are they applied today? You remember the difference between needles and electric needles. What might be one purpose of tattoos in modern American culture, according to Ken Brown? Ken Brown was mentioned around towards the end of the text. Yeah, so you could do the 3 questions on your own if you like, the remaining 3. Sorry about that. Right. So these were the list of questions we discussed earlier, and let's just leave it at that and move on to Another exercise that I would like you to be familiar with, and that is using a timeline. Excuse me. Using a timeline, and it is quite interesting and quite challenging at the same time, where this this type of chart would enable you to elicit the information, some specific types of information that you are looking for. And let's say you let's say you want to gather information about tattoos, and you have specific items that you want to look for, such as what is the time period, in what culture did this occur, do you have the name of a specific person, and what or why did they do it. This example is done for us here, where the time period is around the Copper Age. The Copper Age. Let me just try to see if we can write something on this. Right. I hope that's clear. Is that clear? Let me try it again. And maybe if I use a different color, I think it's going to make a difference, but get that dot. Does that work? Can you read that? No. Okay. One more time. One more time. Okay. One more time. Okay. I think that's clear. That should be clear. Is that clear? Good. So you're looking for that. That's an age. Okay, that's the Copper Age. And of course, Egypt, everybody knows Egypt. And who did this? This person called Otzi. Why did he do it? To reduce pain. Now if we go back, let me just get rid of this here. If we go back to the reading passage and look for the word Otzi here. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Horrible cold. Yeah. Have to excuse the cold. Yeah. Now, where did the word Otzi occur? Can't seem to remember. Sorry. Let's just take a minute and look for it. Okay, maybe it's not here. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Right. Now, here it says, the earliest example of tattoos so far discovered was found in 1991 on the frozen remains of the Copper Age. The Copper Age Iceman. So this is how we know the date that was mentioned here. The Copper Age Iceman. Scientists have named Otzi. So it's because they named it Otzi, that's all. Or Utsi. And if you go back to the chart, you would find that the time period is what? The Copper Age. What was the culture? Central Northern Europe. How do we know that? That Otzi's people are ancestors of contemporary Central and Northern Europeans. That's how we know that the place or where is Central and Modern Europeans. Okay? Is that clear? That's how you find information. And of course, who is Otzi and why? Why is this? Why and what? What's going on? They used tattoos to reduce pain as medical treatment to reduce pain. Okay? Right. Now, going back again, the book has given us, sorry, I have this horrible cold and I'm constantly wiping my nose. I'm sorry about this, I apologize. It won't happen again. Yeah, so the culture is Egypt or Egyptian. And who did this? Well, female doctors. Why or what did they do? Symbols of best god of fertility. So they kind of draw a tattoo on a woman so she could have children. But we don't know the time. The time. Where's the time? Well, if you go back and where it says Egyptians, like here, second paragraph on page 65. So, as civilizations developed, tattoos took on other meanings. Egyptian funerary figures of female dancers from around 2000 BCE. So that's your time. display the same abstract dot and dash tattoos on their bodies as those found on female mummies from the same time period. Later images represent Bes, god of fertility and revelry. So this is your period. This is your time, 2000 BCE. So what you do is write to 2000 BCE. Right. And then you just move on in the sorry. And then you just move on in the text. And like having Britons here, so you could write Britain okay, and who would be something like the army, or army fighters, and for what reason? We said the reason would be badges of honor. Badges of honor. Sorry. Badges of honor. But when you ask when, that's a very tough question, because it really doesn't say, so you kind of have to figure it out. So it says ancient Romans found no reason to celebrate tattoos, believing in the purity of the human form, except as brands of criminals have you. But over time, Romans' attitudes towards tattoos changed, fighting an army of Britons who wore their tattoos as badges of some Romans came to admire. So it really doesn't say. It doesn't really say a specific date, but you can figure it out by saying, I don't know, during the Roman Empire or something. But it really doesn't give us a fixed date like the previous. So here, this is what you do. You just go one by one, go through the cultures. You have the Tahiti, you have Tahiti culture, you have Japanese culture, and what have you that were mentioned inside the text, and you jot them down in this chart. So it's kind of making a summary. I'm sorry, the handwriting is horrible, I know, but we're using this. I'm new to this monitor, so I'm terribly sorry. So what you want to do is just try your best to gather specific information about a specific topic. Okay. So it's kind of a summary. It's making a summary, your own summary of specific information that relates to the topic you want to write about or want to learn about or understand something about. Okay, so this is the way to do it. It was a little sloppy. I'm sorry, I apologize. But I think you get the idea. Right, I hope so. Sorry. Well, I think that's all we have time for today. Thank you very much. And you can go to the next lecture. See you there.